What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back to the channel, Rivas Talk Sports. In this video, I'll be giving you my NFL mock draft part 2. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. So round 1, pick 1, Tennessee Titans. We don't know what route the Titans are going to go. Are they going to select a quarterback in the first round, or do they go with the best player available, who I believe is Abdul Carter at pick 1, and go the free agency route? But in my last mock, I had them going the free agency route and got Abdul Carter. We'll switch things up a bit. Round 1, pick 1. We got the Tennessee Titans going Cam Ward. I know there's been some debates about who is the better quarterback. I just think that Cam Ward is better playing off script than I do think with Shedeur Sanders. So I'm going to go with Cam Ward going to Tennessee Titans at pick 1. Pick 2, we have the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns seriously need a quarterback, but we all know how rookie quarterbacks do in Cleveland, especially when the Cleveland Browns select a quarterback high in the draft. I think they might take a break from that kind of situation. I think they might go with best player available here. We don't know what's going to happen with Myles Garrett. I think the Cleveland Browns may trade him. If they do or if they don't, I still think selecting Abdul Carter in the spot will be great for this franchise. You don't have to put that amount of pressure on a rookie quarterback to save this franchise. Go get Abdul Carter, whether Myles Garrett is there or not. Go with Abdul Carter right here. So we're going to do Abdul Carter round pick 2 for the Cleveland Browns. Pick 3, New York Giants. Without a doubt, unless this Giants organization has different plans, without a doubt, they have to go quarterback here. I do think that Brian Daboll should get his quarterback, and I think with Shedeur Sanders being available here, we're going to go Shedeur Sanders, pick 3 to the New York Giants. Pick 4, New England Patriots. This is where I can see the Patriots selecting Travis Hunter. They could probably get Ted McMillan, give Drake May a playmaker. They could probably build up the trench with Will Campbell. But me personally, this could be a situation where the Patriots can't just beef up the defensive line. But me personally, I think this is a very underrated pick, and I don't see this player getting drafted to the Patriots that much. But I do see the Patriots going with Mason Graham here, build up the defensive trench. The Patriots have so much money that they can spend in free agency. They can get themselves a playmaker through the free agency. They can build themselves the line through free agency. I think they could put together some pieces at free agency with the cap space that they have and fill in the blanks throughout the whole entire draft. But I think the Patriots can go defensive tackle here. I think he's one of the best prospects in the draft. Go D tackle, Patriots, Mason Graham. Pick 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. With Travis Hunter still being available, I can see the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Travis Hunter. The Jaguars need help in pass defense, so I can definitely see Travis Hunter playing a role as a cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he could also play a couple snaps on offense and kind of take away some pressure on Brian Thompson. I think the Jaguars can get a bit creative with Travis Hunter, have him play cornerback and help out that pass defense and a few snaps on offense and kind of help open up the lanes for Brian Thomas in the passing game. We don't know what Christian Kirk's future is looking like. I do see that Travis Hunter can play on both sides of the ball in Jacksonville. We'll go Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. Pick 6, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders can go trench here. Me personally, I think they go with Ted McMillan here. I understand that they don't have a quarterback, but Jacoby Myers, Ted McMillan, Brock Bowers, I think this would be a solid pick for the Raiders. I don't know if many of you will agree with that, but I think that will at least start the foundation for this passing core. I'm sure they will probably bring someone in free agency. Maybe is it Sam Darnold? Does Russell Wilson reunite with Pete Carroll? We don't know who the Raiders are going to land in free agency, or maybe they go round 2 or round 3 and get their quarterback. But I think this will be a solid pick for the Raiders. I think they can go Ted McMillan here for the Las Vegas Raiders. Pick 7, New York Jets. The New York Jets, who I believe Mason Graham will be a great pick. I think he'll be a great duo for Ken Williams. They can go offensive line here. I think a great pick for this New York Jets team will be cornerback Will Johnson. I think Will Johnson will be a great pick for the Jets. He could be a nice running mate for Sauce Gardner, and especially with DJ Reed leaving a free agency, there is a bit of a hole in the cornerback position. I think Will Johnson has star-like ability. He could be an all-pro cornerback in the NFL. Sauce on one side, Will Johnson on the other side. I think this will be a solid pick for the Jets. So we're going to go Will Johnson, New York Jets. Pick 8, Carolina Panthers. This Panthers team has a lot of needs on defense. They were pretty much one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They do need an edge. They do need a safety. The one pick that I really like for this Carolina Panthers team is Jalen Walker. I mean, he is very positionless on defense. He could play linebacker, come off the edge. He could be very versatile on defense. And I think he can just help with a lot of holes on this defense for this Panthers team. So I think with the Panthers going with pick 8, Jalen Walker, that'll be a solid pick for this Carolina Panthers defense. Pick 9, we have the New Orleans Saints. We don't know what's gonna happen with Cam Jordan. They can get an edge here. I don't. This is very high for a quarterback. I don't know if I did pick Will Campbell, I believe, in the last mock draft, but in this draft, I'm gonna go offense, and I'm gonna go with Ashton Genty, running back out of Boise State, going to the New Orleans Saints. I think him and Kamara will be a solid duo in New Orleans, and I think Kellen Moore can at least cook up some plays with both of them on the field or rotate each one of them. But I think Ashton Genty to New Orleans will be a solid pick. So we're going to go with Ashton Genty running back to the Saints. Pick 10, Chicago Bears. The Bears need help on the offensive line. They cannot let Caleb Williams struggle behind that line throughout his duration of his rookie contract, especially if they want him to survive for the second contract. You got to build that line up. The Bears do have cap space, but for this mock draft, we're going to get with the best offensive lineman available. We're going to go Will Campbell here. Will Campbell can play tackle. He can kick into the guard. We don't know what his combine's statistics are going to be, but for the time being, we're going to get Will Campbell, boost up the offensive line for the Chicago Bears. Pick 11, San Francisco 49ers. I think it's very vital for this 49ers team to boost up this offensive line. We don't know what the future is looking like for Trent Williams. I do see the 49ers going defense here, especially with Rob Saleh coming back. But I think just for the future of this offensive line and protecting Brock Purdy, we're going to go offensive line here. We are going to go with Kelvin Banks Jr. to the San Francisco 49ers. Pick 12, Dallas Cowboys. Ashton Genty's not here. We're not going to go with a running back here. I do think that the Cowboys need a running mate for CeeDee Lamb. I just feel like every time you watch the Cowboys play offensively, you hear CeeDee Lamb's name damn near every single time. When the ball's in the air, we got to get him help in the passing game. We got to give him a running mate in the passing game. We're going to go wide receiver here. We're going to go Luther Burden to the Dallas Cowboys. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins need help in the trenches, especially with Tua Tagovailoa's health. I do think it's very important for this Dolphins team to build up the offensive line, but they also need to boost up that safety position. Don't know what's going to happen with Javon Holland, free agent, Jordan Porter, free agent. They really need to revamp the safety position. We're going to go defense and get the best safety in the draft. We're going to go with Malachi Starks. Pick 14, Indianapolis Colts. We're going to go offense, tight end. We're going to go Tylan Warren. I do think that this Colts team really needs a true tight end for this offense. Tyler Warren may need to jump 10 foot up in the air to catch a ball from Anthony Richardson or get a 90-mile-per-hour heater 4 yards out from Anthony Richardson, but they need a tight end. So we're going to go with Tyler Warren to the Indianapolis Colts, kind of give them an extra receiving option for Anthony Richardson. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons really need help on the edge. They're pretty much one of the worst NFL teams in sacks, but we don't know what's going to happen or what Arthur Blank is going to do. He's a type of person to trade up 2 spots and draft a cornerback, or trade up 2 spots and get a tight end. I just don't know what's going to happen with this Falcons team, but I'm going to go edge here for the Falcons. I do think they need to apply pressure here. And one of the edge rushers that is rising up the boards is Mike Green. We're going to go Mike Green to the Atlanta Falcons. He's rising up the boards, and I can actually see him getting picked within top 20, especially he might be a freak athlete and put up freaky numbers at the combine. I do see Mike Green probably going up in the top 20, and I do see the Falcons trying to get him. So we're going to go Mike Green to the Atlanta Falcons. Pick 16, we have the Arizona Cardinals. For the Cardinals, I think it is vital to get them an edge here, and I think an edge prospect that I like for the Cardinals is Mykel Williams. He has insane traits, doesn't have the most elite production, but he's still a raw prospect, and I think that he can develop well in the NFL. I think that he could be a nice edge rusher for this Cardinals team, who is also looking for an edge rusher here. But Mykel Williams, very young prospect, freaky athlete, and I think that he will be a great pick for this Cardinals team that's looking for an edge rusher. So we're going to go Michael Williams going to the Arizona Cardinals. Pick 17, Cincinnati Bengals, cornerback, offensive guard, D tackle. I think they go D tackle here, and I think the top, I don't know if he's a top D tackle. It's debate of who that top D tackle is after Mason Graham, but I'm going to go with Walter Nolan here to the Cincinnati Bengals. Pick 18, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Pick 18, Seattle Seahawks. They gave up too many sacks this past season. Let's boost up the offensive line here. We're going to go offensive guard here. We're going to go with Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Build out the offensive line. You cannot give up that many sacks. Carry that over to next season. Got to keep Geno Smith upright. Pick 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to go give the Buccaneers an edge here. An edge that I see going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I understand that he didn't have the best college production, but 6'5", about 280, 290 pounds. And he did give a shout out to Kalijah Kancey, Miami native. We're going to go Shamar Stewart here. Great build. Like I said, 6'5", 6'6", 280, 290 pounds. Come off the edge for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got him going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 19. So we're going to go Shamar Stewart to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pick 20, Denver Broncos. We're going to go offense, tight end. We're going to go Colston Loveland to the Denver Broncos. I do think that the Broncos are in need of a tight end and a running back. We're going to go tight end here with Colston Loveland to the Denver Broncos. Pick 21, Pittsburgh Steelers. They do need help at the cornerback position. They do need help at the wide receiver position. They can go corner here. I don't know if there's someone here that they like to kind of pick here. Maybe Trey Amos. Will Siobhan Revel be available in the NFL Combine, recover from his ACL? How's Benjamin Morrison's medical history going to show up? We don't know, but I see them going offense here. We're going to go wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, opposite end of George Pickens. Build that wide receiver core for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So pick 21, Emeka Egbuka. Pick 22, Los Angeles Chargers. We're going to go defense, D tackle. We are going to go with Kenneth Grant. Jim Harbaugh is a type of person to build the trench first and build everything else outwards. They went Joe Alt last year. I can see him building the trench on the defensive side of things. We see him getting his guy, Kenneth Grant, out of Michigan. We're going to go D tackle, build up the defensive line for the Chargers. Kenneth Grant to the Chargers. Pick 23, Green Bay Packers. Serious need for the cornerback position, especially with the Packers trying to decide if they want to move on from Jaw. It is very likely that they move on for Jair Alexander. They can go corner here. They need serious edge help. Zero pass rush that this Packers team has against elite teams. So they could build up the pass rush. But I think one of the underrated positions that the Packers can look for in the first round is defensive tackle. TJ Slayton is probably going to hit free agency and probably get his money elsewhere. Kenny Clark, he's still young, but with his kind of production last year, there's a great chance the Packers may think about moving on from Kenny Clark at some point. I think it's very, very vital for this Green Bay Packers team to think long-term about the defensive line. We're going to go D tackle here. We're going to go Derek Harmon out of Oregon to the Green Bay Packers. The last time the Packers selected a D tackle in the first round was Kenny Clark. I think they go defense here, build up the defensive line. We're going to go Derek Harmon out of Oregon. Pick 24, Minnesota Vikings. The one position that I can see the Minnesota Vikings picking at this spot, I can see them going D tackle here. And the one person that I can see them selecting here, especially with Derek Harmon not being there, we're going to go with Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. I do think that's vital for this Minnesota Vikings team to kind of boost up and beef up that defensive line. We're going to go Tyleik Williams to the Minnesota Vikings. Pick 25, Houston Texans. I do see them going offensive line here. The one person that I like here, and I believe he could be very versatile on the offensive line, whether that's right tackle or kind of kick into the guard. We're going to go with Armin here out of Missouri. I think is very vital for this Houston Texans team to build up the offensive line. Don't want to give up 8 sacks in a playoff game next year. We'll build up the offensive line here. We're going to go Armin Membel, offensive tackle out of Missouri. Pick 26, LA Rams. There is a need at linebacker. I really do like Jahad Campbell here. I think he'll be a nice rangy linebacker for this LA Rams team. But I think they can go offensive line here, kind of build up the trench on the offensive side of things. And the one person that I like, depending on how his medical records check out and if he's good for the combine, maybe not. But I do like Josh Simmons here offensive tackle out of Ohio State. So we're going to go Josh Simmons, offensive tackle to the LA Rams. Baltimore Ravens, pick 27. They can go offensive tackle. The one prospect that I like for this Ravens team, if he is available and kind of boosts up that cornerback room, we're going to go with Trey Amos out of Ole Miss. I think Trey Amos will be a perfect fit for this Baltimore Ravens team. Boost up that cornerback room, the opposite of Nate Wiggins. Trey Amos for the Baltimore Ravens. Pick 28, Detroit Lions. I do see the Lions go edge here. I do see that Aiden Hutchinson is recovering from that broken leg that he suffered. Will he be available week 1? He should be, but at least give him a running mate on the opposite end. We are going to go with Nick Scorton. Has college production. I believe he's had about 10 plus sacks total in the past 2 years. Young prospect. He has elite pass rush moves, good counters. I think it'd be a great fit on the opposite end of Aiden Hutchinson. We're going to go edge Nick Scorton, Texas A&M to the Detroit Lions. Pick 29, Washington Commanders. This team has a lot of cap space. They might make a move for Myles Garrett. They might make a move for Max Crosby, but this team has a lot of cap space. I do see them building up that edge position, but if they don't, the one prospect that I do like for this Commanders team, especially if he falls this far, is James Pierce Jr. He's on the thinner side. His build reminds me a lot like Chop Robinson, but there are reports that he may be falling down the draft. He was a potential top 5 overall pick in the offseason prior to last year, but if he does fall down this far and he's there, I can see the Washington Commanders having him come in as a pass rush specialist, maybe increase some weight. Maybe he could work side by side with Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, if the Commanders do make moves there. But we're going to go edge James Pierce Jr. to the Washington Commanders. Pick 30, Buffalo Bills. We are going to go with cornerback. Nope, we're going to go safety here. The one person that I like is Jahdae Barron. I think Barron has a lot of versatility as an outside cornerback. Play nickel, play safety. He may play nickel at the NFL level, but he just has a lot of versatility to this defense. So we're going to go with Jahdae Barron to the Buffalo Bills. Pick 31, Kansas City Chiefs. They got to go offensive line here. We also what happened in the Super Bowl. I think this is an offensive line pick here. We're going to go with Ariante Urzuri out of Minnesota. Go offensive line here, Kansas City Chiefs. And last but not least, for the Super Bowl champs, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. I do see them going edge here. Josh Sweat hitting free agency. They can go D tackle here, especially with Milton Williams hitting free agency. But the one position that I can see the Philadelphia Eagles selecting, I don't know if he will be there in the first round, depending on how the draft and the combines go. But we can go linebacker here. We're going to go Jahad Campbell to the Philadelphia Eagles. Rangy linebacker. This Philadelphia Eagles team defensively, besides the defensive line, everyone just so rangy, very versatile, and just took up a lot of space on defense. And I feel like Jahad Campbell will really fit that mentality and fit that style of the Vic Fangio defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to go linebacker here, Jahad Campbell to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, give the video a thumbs up and comment below on this mock draft. Any changes, if you agree or disagree. But let me know in the comment sections below. Thank you so much and catch you guys next time.